I guess you already know. All right, so this is just gonna be a little side episode between Andrew and I. All the guys aren't here today
because they're fucking faggots.
So they have lives. Gonna be a side one, a little short one for everyone. Something to put on the side.
Mm-hmm. So, just like a little side of ketchup for your French fries.
Exactly. So let's get into it. What do you got any topics, Andrew?
I want to talk about how Jared's wearing a nice all black outfit today.
Looking fresh as hell. I got a sweater on that you gifted me a while back.
Oh yeah, I forgot I got that for you. It's the
Oni Pues.
Oh shit. Yeah, because I remember when I ordered that, it took 2 months to come in. Like about
I don't remember. I think you just kind of showed up with it.
Yeah, it just showed up one day, and I paid $80 for that super nice design. I think it was designed by that Catskuro.
I have no idea.
Okay, but that guy draws lovely art for them. For a lot of their t-shirts. It's a lot of the bounding beautiful designs with really good color direction.
I like your Crash Bandicoot one with the Aku Aku mask. And you got the one with all the color on it. I was
Dude,
I was kind of
and it has a little cacti on it as well. Oh, so freaking fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
Just like Colgate.
Brought to you by Colgate. Keep your teeth nice and yellow, like my man Andrew Castro.
Oh, fuck you. That's just because I drink too much soda, man.
You gotta quit it with those energy drinks, my guy. It ain't healthy.
Yeah, I'm drinking my Gamer Fuel. Have you seen the Gamer Fuel stuff?
Nope.
Okay, so Mountain Dew is doubling down super hard on top of what the Mountain Dew and Doritos meme that happened around 2010.
Are you talking about all their sponsored stuff with Halo?
Yeah, you remember that for a while, how on every Doritos...
Double XP codes and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. They had this thing where it's a stupid-ass commercial, and it's basically, I'm a gamer. We need gamer fuel.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's
Call of Duty double XPs.
No, it's for the new ads.
Oh, I haven't seen the new ads.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope.
Okay. It's just some guy sitting in the middle of a desert because it's easy to CGI a desert, apparently. Yeah. And it's a guy sitting there on his gamer keyboard, on his lap with his gamer chair, and he's just sitting there for real gamers, we need real fuel.
This isn't the same guy who does the PlayStation commercials. The guy with the slick back, the old man with the slick back hair.
It's just some random generic looking white guy.
The old decrepit fool. Someone games the boomers.
That's my job, Jared. I actually wonder what games... Okay, never mind. The Gamer Fuel. It has its stupid pop top thing.
Pop top.
Where rather than having the normal lid, it's a little slide back thing.
Okay.
But it's he has a big ass black keyboard with a big old blue enter button. He's it's berry fueled gamer. I know, it's something so ridiculous.
Is this the same as the Wendy's or the Burger King commercials where it's the memer guy and he looks at the camera and he's I forgot what the meme was.
Eat spicy chicken like a boss.
Yeah, of course you know. Is it the same as that?
It's exact same. That's verbatim.
Nice.
That's
perfect.
With the tasty impact font.
Use it, Comic Sans.
Oh god, yeah. And I was thinking about that. I'm this is my life now. This is what my life's gonna be for the next 20 years. Drinking Gamer Fuel.
I mean, you don't have to drink it. You gotta think about that one first.
That didn't even cross my mind.
I know. I saw the look in your eyes.
I was I could just drink water. My boy Jared Romero.
You could just drink water. It'd probably be a better option than Gamer Fuel. Then again, you do have to game. You do have to rise up.
I have to get my chicken dinners, Jared.
Exactly. Mom, bring the Hot Pockets.
Oh, no. The Hot Pockets. Oh, God. You remember that guy who stuck his dick in a Hot Pocket and got 3rd-degree burns? Or 1st-degree burns?
This isn't the same as the McChicken guy?
No, it's a completely different guy.
Okay.
Because he was it was just a news story. He's I love the texture of a good... No, that's the one for the McChicken where he's I just love the texture of McChicken on my pee-pee.
I didn't hear this man's voice. I just saw the video. I just saw a clip.
No, but this guy, he's I think he recorded a video on it. And it was posted on YouTube a while back of him, just dicking down a Hot Pocket on YouTube.
But he got burns, you said.
But he got burns. So, you see him go for the first initial thrust. And then in the camera shake... You can feel the regret. You can feel the
Does he start screaming?
He just goes yeah.
But you really suffer burns? That was a thing?
Yeah, this is a true story. I think he tried to sue them for...
You tried to sue them for what he did?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Which is interesting because there's another case that I'm really familiar with, like I'm really interested in. It happened like 20 years ago, I think, or like within the 2000s, 1990s range.
What?
You remember that McDonald's coffee thing?
Oh, I think
Where,
I might know
where the lady got burned because of the hot coffee.
Yeah,
and then
I do remember that.
here's the thing, is that most people like to meme on that nowadays. Like, oh, what kind of lady burned himself with coffee? Of course it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, they didn't actually reference this when they talk about that. But when you look at the actual court details, the coffee was over 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady wasn't driving. It was a... What is it called? She was in a park spot.
They brought it to her?
Yeah, it was like given to her like when she was like going through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
She went to a complete stop to put sugar and cream.
Okay.
And she got deep like scarring on her inner thigh and vaginal like thing to the point where it like boiled the skin, like it caused permanent damage. And all she sued for was just insurance costs. So she didn't sue for money initially.
Okay. Well,
So,
initially, what happened?
Well, like the court actually just gave her the money for it. Like she won an entire case because they didn't want to give her money for her getting burned from the coffee.
Okay.
So
They didn't
she's
even want to pay the insurance costs.
not even that, like as an out of court settlement.
Okay.
So she sued and won. But what's interesting is like it's called gaslighting, and it's like
Explain to the people, Andrew.
okay, so most people when they consider that, you know how people are memeing on that,
Yeah.
like oh how do you know coffee's not hot?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's corporate businesses kind of like making people look stupid when they were the ones legitimately hurting people.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I can kind of reference this is a term called gaslighting. And gaslighting is where, from what my understanding is,
Okay.
it's like, say your wife's an interior designer.
If I had a wife, sure.
If you had a wife.
If I ever get a wife, sure. Keep going.
If someone loved you.
Keep going.
Say your wife's an interior designer, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking to your buddy, he's like, oh, my wife did such a lovely job on our kitchen. And he's like, your lady only thinks she knows how to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but she's an interior designer. It's like, nah. It's like what Cameron does. It's like, women only want this. And it's like, you make people think that reality isn't what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have any feelings.
you don't have feelings.
They're programmed.
It makes people, it makes people think that what they're thinking is wrong.
Yeah.
And like trying to change reality
Uh-huh.
to make their opinion seem right. And it's like, yeah, of course McDonald's would meme the fuck out of that. Of course Starbucks would meme the fuck out of that. To make that lady feel fucking stupid.
Oh, they were saying that McDonald's was behind the meaning of what happened?
Well, not necessarily, but it's like they didn't go out of their way. Well, of course, because it's a company.
Yeah.
Of course, they wouldn't go out of their way to, hey, we fucked up and burnt the lady's vagina.
Uh-huh.
But it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, how much of that is people gaslighting this lady
Okay.
without knowing the full information? And I feel like
that happens all the time.
It happens all the fucking time. And it's just because people want to just react to things nowadays.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's not get too...
no. I was just thinking about it. I just hit this revelation where it just becomes a reactionary thing. Where people...
Mr. Jussie Smollett. Okay, let's not get
Who the fuck is Jussie Smollett?
Oh, you don't know about that?
No, who?
You don't know about the guy? I think... I haven't watched the show, but you know the show Empire? It's like a show... I think it's on BET. I don't know. It's a black show.
Oh shit! Yeah, the one where it's a record label company guy.
Show for us blacks.
Oh.
But I think he's not even a main character. He's just like a secondary character or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I heard a while back, he received a letter, like a homophobic or racist letter, because he's also gay and black. But he received the homophobic letter, and it received no traction whatsoever. And I guess he kind of neglected or was sour to the fact that no one really reacted to the fact that the letter he got didn't blow up. And it wasn't like this big media event. So what he did was he faked an event where he hired two people. I think there was personal trainers to beat him up and stage an event to look like he got beat up by two people wearing MAGA hats, Make America Great Again hats, and that they put a noose around his neck and said this is MAGA country. And then of course this blew up and made its way through the news and built up his popularity. And then people jumped on that quickly. And later on, maybe like not even a week or two later, it came out that it was all a lie and that it was all staged.
That's fucking.
But this pertains to what you're talking about, gaslighting, where people jump on something immediately as soon as it comes out and doesn't even consider looking into it.
There's no second thought. It's like, we gotta get these clicks, we gotta get these retweets, we gotta get these likes.
I mean, even people, not even just the retweets and likes, but people going on like talk shows and talking about...
Yeah, they want the exposure for it.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And then it comes out that it's fake and then everyone looks like an idiot.
Well, here's the thing, is that half the time, those people, they just play it off. Like, they don't even acknowledge the fact that they've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Because they have to seem as if they're always right.
I'm sorry to get too topical.
Yeah, thanks, Jared.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fucking...
We try not to get too topical.
I told you. I told you before we started this shit, no politics.
I'm sorry. But it went towards
because
what
my
you were
libertarian Marxist audience will not like this. I got fucking commies in my chat rooms at home waiting for me to get home.
Get off my server.
Get off my Discord e-girl server, okay?
But it did kind of go into what you were talking about, so that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I feel like I need a better definition of gaslighting.
Probably,
but
because I think I might have heard something different.
I think it might have been like a little. I think it's just kind of like extension of what we were talking about, the same thing.
Yeah.
But, God.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I think we were just talking about video games.
We were talking about video games? I don't even think we mentioned... No, you were talking about McDonald's.
Oh, the McDonald's coffee lady.
McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that, like, I had some coffee this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was really good.
Yes.
Yeah,
So in the end, I want some coffee.
And I don't want a lady to get her vagina burned.
Please no.
Please.
Thanks a lot, McDonald's. Brought to you by McDonald's. Drink their coffee.
Make pig too, everybody. Make sure to get their $5 crunchy taco.
Looking for those third-degree burns? Come to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! Taco Hot Pocket.
Taco Hot Pocket?
Where he tries to stick his pinky in the Hot Pocket.
You didn't say he tried, you said he did.
Oh no, he did. And he was like, "Ree!" Like a big old.
Yep. Like a big old.
Like a big old green frog.
Big old. Like one of them big O's.
Speaking of big O's.
Yeah?
How do you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh, Jared?
Oh my god. Did you say that just because you looked at my Yu-Gi-Oh box sitting in the corner? Or,
oh no, I went
to just come to your mind?
No, I actually went through a bunch of my old cards from when I was a little kid.
You still have some old cards?
Yeah, I was really lucky because I've been on this cleaning what do you call it? A cleaning
Stint?
Yeah, I've been on a really big thing on like, okay, hyperspace management. Like, what do I need? And it has to do with...
make your space efficient.
Make my space efficient, but keep the things that make me happy. And that's a bit of like what I was able to glean off of that Marie Kondo show that's on Netflix.
No idea what you're talking about.
It's Tidying Up with Marie Kondo.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I butchered her name. Very lovely lady, and her entire thing is, you know, who most people's I'm a hoarder shows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This lady completely gets around that negative stigma, and she's like, I want to help you. I am happy to see you do your best.
Yeah.
Right? Like, keep the things in your life that make you happy and get rid of the things that aren't. Right? Mm-hmm. So I was looking through that, and I was looking through all my Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, do I need these? And then I realized I had some fucking bangers in there.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of it, for me, it's just, like, nostalgia and memories. Like, even, like, I bought a box that was, like, the Yu-Gi set box, where it's all of Yu-Gi, or 3 of Yu-Gi's decks. It's not even the fact that I...
No, it was 2 of Yu-Gi's decks. It was the original one from before the Exodia deck. Uh-huh. It was the Battle Island deck, and it was Kaiba's deck, because it had a blue eyes.
No.
Really?
No, the one I bought was 3. How are you going to tell me what I bought,
No,
sir?
what the hell? Are you serious?
Look at the box.
I swear to God.
Look at the box. Look at the back.
Oh, my... Oh,
no,
it's his gadget deck.
No, I do know what you're talking about, though. I do get your confusion, because I do have a Kaiba deck. It's just separate. Mm. It's not even like the original Kaiba deck. It's one of those like 2nd edition. It comes with the weird blue eyes with the tombstone behind it. But yeah, it's not even the fact, because like I get there's nostalgia when you have cards from your past, like the literal physical ones you had when you were younger.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, for me, just buying those cards and seeing all the artwork on them, there's a nostalgia to it.
Oh dude, they have some gorgeous ass art.
Yeah, it's not. I don't even have to have the physical cards. From when I was a kid. It's just seeing the same cards with the same artwork kind of brings back memories.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what it was, but when I was going through those Yu-Gi-Oh cards originally, I'm going to talk about the other cards in a little bit, but those Yu-Gi-Oh cards, when I was originally going through them, I was like, I can remember the designs of these cards before I remember how many stars they are, what their name is, what the battle and attack and defense, or what even the flavor text was.
Mm-hmm.
But those designs were so key in me keeping these like memories alive, just because they were so vibrant and like they had like a good like fucking chaotic ass energy to them.
And the
like,
Dark Magician, my man, the Summon Skull.
Oh, dude!
Yeah.
Oh god! No, I think I had a few GX cards mixed in there.
Let's not even get to. Okay, I'm not a GX guy.
You don't like GX?
I don't like GX. The designs are alright. I'm not into the whole superhero aspect.
I was about to talk about Bubble Man.
I think that's why I like 5D so much.
Mm-hmm.
Is because 5Ds kind of harkens back to original Yu-Gi-Oh with like the designs and the dragons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of gadgets. It kind of brings it back.
Wait. Okay. What was the protagonist of 5D again?
Yusei Fudo. He had like the black and yellow hair.
Black and yellow hair. I love that guy's deck because half of it was just like shitty looking robots and like the other half was like really cute shit.
And he had like dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole card games on motorcycles and stuff like that. I really like that part.
Was 5Ds was the one with the Super Omega Karibo with the fucking like entire dragon? Like it was.
I have no idea.
No. Because Karibo became one of those cards where there's a bunch of variants. Like, in the modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm pretty sure there's like a Cyber Karibo.
Yeah.
And then like there's all these Karibo variants, like Winged Karibo.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember there was this fucking super cool ass card, and I think it might have been Jaden's deck. Jaden Yuri? The guy from GX.
I don't know his last name.
But basically, it was like this Karibo, and it was like the tall, the small brown variation.
Yeah, the regular one?
Yeah, but it had like a fucking like ethereal ass dragon wings. Like a robot like fucking like gold, white, and blue cyber wings that were so super fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, these Karibo variations.
Yeah, because it never processed in my mind like that this was a card game that people played, and that's what, Japanese people liked.
I never even really played Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just kind of a bigger fan of the artwork than really playing it.
Yeah, I feel like that's for a lot of people what the...
Well, that's why I'm with card games in the first place. I don't really play them. I just kind of like collecting.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to talk about earlier, is that I have, the ultimate Great Moth? The one that has to hatch from, like, the cocoon. It was in Weevil's deck.
No.
Okay, so there's a card where it's like a caterpillar. And you have to, you sacrifice this card and you summon the cocoon. And then you sacrifice the cocoon with like another card. And then it creates ultimate, giant, great, beautiful moth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that fucking design so much. The card's useless, in my opinion. Like from what I was able to glean from it, like it has no effect, just a fat ass monster.
Yeah.
But I realized it was a foil version. And I was just like, that's tasty. Mm-hmm. So I had to get a few card sleeves for those because I was like, even it only sold for like $5.
I've never invested in card sleeves.
Oh, I've never. It was a gift.
Oh, okay.
Because I have friends who play Magic and all that, which I wish I could play. If I had money, I'd fucking play.
It seems interesting. I just like the whole fact of the different elements and the fact that you can build decks that combine certain elements together, stuff like that.
I think the most
that kind of interests me.
Yeah, the most interesting thing about Magic to me was when they added. I think I'm bad with names. I'm super bad with names when it comes to the stuff I don't know much about. But it's when they added the factions. Okay. Because you're familiar with the 5 colors, correct? The forest, water, ocean, or forest, water,
fire. And there's black and white.
And then black and white. Yeah. Green, blue, red, black.
Black and white.
Black, white.
Yeah.
I think is it yellow? It's white. It's
white.
Yeah. Of course, it's white.
Yeah.
But they added these.
Of course, it's white.
Shut up. Well, you never know, Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think it was Kalfazad. God, that's Blizzard. Return to Zendikar.
Yeah.
Zendikar is when they added these factions, and it was how planes work, right? In that game. Okay, so in that game, their entire thing is we have card sets, and these card sets are literally different dimensions. Okay. So of course they'll have like card sets that meld into the same thing, but sometimes with Zendikar it was like, okay, our plane, we have 10 different factions that are a mix of all the card identities. So it's like, are you familiar with any of the card identities for them?
No.
Okay, so this is something that started back in like 95 when they were first designing the cards and what they wanted the cards to do, right? So green is focused a lot on building up mana, fat creatures with fat defense. Okay. Like you ever play card games like with ramp? Like how you ramp up your resources to kind of create. Okay.
No.
You just shove a large ass shit on the field, and you have a lot of stuff that makes it so you get a lot more mana, so you can put a lot more shit out.
Okay.
Blue is control. It's a lot of spells. It's a lot of counter spells. It's a lot of like draw, right? Fire is of course burn. You know, that's where the whole lightning bolt, fire, yeah, all that shit.
Magic missile.
Oh god.
I like fire.
And then of course, you know, black is associated with death and like.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because all the cards go to the graveyard, bro.
That's racist.
We all.
Keep going.
Well, no, all the blacks get exiled eventually after you use them out of the graveyard.
They get taken into slavery.
That's okay.
Keep going.
And then white is associated with
good and light.
Well, no, I think with necessarily like life regen. Okay. I never understood what white's identity was, but I knew it had something to do with like health gain.
Okay.
That's I can't remember. Like I probably butchered the shit out of it. But what was interesting is they had like, okay, so we're gonna mix red and blue, or mixing, you know, black and green, black and blue, and like it mixed the card identities. So it's like you'd have a black or a blue and red card that'd be like, okay, you can either draw a card or you can deal 2 damage to a player.
Okay.
Or like for green and black, it'd be like, okay, you get ramped for this, but you have to throw minions into your graveyard for it.
Okay.
So it mixed the identities of these different like card types, and it's like the designs are super cool. Like I don't own any foil Magic cards, but they're fucking gorgeous.
The artwork?
The artwork is lovely, and it's gotten, well, I wouldn't say that it's gotten better, but because digital art has become so popular recently, I forget that all of these drawings in the, like everything up until like around 2003, I think like early 2000s was hand painted.
Yeah.
So like even like I completely failed to consider that. And so when you look at old Magic cards, they're super, super gorgeous. In the sense that like you can appreciate the art they were going for, even though it was like cheaper commissions, but it was still full paintings. And so the biggest thing for that game for me was I completely lost my track of thought.
Nice.
But I was just so focused on those fucking cards and how pretty they were. God, I love fucking.
Well, that brings us back to what I was talking about. Where the artwork is kind of the most important aspect of the.
Yeah, it's like that's the only thing you really remember.
That's the only thing I really care about in terms of like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I don't even care about playing.
I feel like that's where the real collector's value comes in.
Yeah.
Was because like.
Well, of course, that wouldn't mean anything because I watched the shows and stuff, so there was some sort of investment. Like I'm not just gonna collect Magic cards because they look good. And I'd have to have some sort of investment.
Yeah, emotional.
To Magic, yeah.
Yeah, it's like because when I see a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a Red Eyes Black Dragon, I'm like, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Well, it's like you're watching the show and you're seeing the characters with the same cards, and just kind of you having those is kind of like an extension.
Yeah, it's like I'm Joey, I'm a loser, but I got a Red Eyes Black Dragon, baby.
It's like why they sold those dual discs back in the day.
Oh my god!
Because like they really serve no purpose other than being like a glorified calculator.
Not even that. It was like a calculator and a place to put cards.
It just counts down.
And the thing is.
there really is no use to them because you could just play regularly.
But it was super cool.
But it's like the stuff on the show. Yeah. It's like you're a part of the show. It's like kind of being a part of it. So that's why those are so popular. Dude. Or I hope they were so popular. I mean, they stopped selling them.
Yeah, I think if Yu-Gi-Oh, that kind of stuff fell out of like ever since the show stopped showing over here on like.
Did you ever buy like back in the day? Did you ever buy like the Pokemon Pokédexes from like stores? Dude. Like how they would sell the physical.
I did have no, my aunt did. She had one of those old Pokédexes.
I think I had one, the same ones that were in like Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire. I think I had one. I never had the original one.
Okay, all I had was the dual disc. But I would just sit there and pretend like I was playing. Like I would just role play as fucking like.
That was the thing. You would get stuff like that, and then you wouldn't have anybody. You wouldn't have anybody to use it with.
My decks would be like 60 minions. And I would just shove the deck in there, all the cards I could, and just pull them out like...
Just nothing but monster cards? Just no spell or trap cards?
Well, of course I'd have Magic Hats or whatever that card was, and with the 3 question marks on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm such a bad fucking player. Like, I pull out Guardian Spirit or, Monster Revive and be like, ha!
It's actually a Monster Reborn kid.
Oh, shit.
Damn, shows how big of a fan you actually were.
Yeah, I'm a fucking poser. No, but
well, let's get on to toys because this kind of brings me to some other stuff. I mean, in terms of like not really anime, but just like cartoons in general, where like Bakugan came along.
Oh,
And then I went into that, and I got a bunch of Bakugan, and then Beyblade.
Dude,
I had Beyblade.
Okay, here's the thing. I always loved having shit like that. And my parents weren't broke; they just hated buying me shit. they were really on that cheap shit.
Because in all reality, it's all
super
useless.
expensive. It's super expensive,
it's
right?
useless.
But
especially in the long term, like Bakugan and Beyblade, like those don't even actually. I mean, I'm sure they have tournament scenes, but they're not as
Bakugan tournament scenes.
I don't know about Bakugan, but I've seen a ton of Beyblade stuff.
Let it rip, bro.
Yeah, but they're not like a big thing like Yu-Gi-Oh was, where Yu-Gi-Oh is still this ginormous thing where they have national tournaments.
No, the card game came first.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Is that like when you for the Bakugan, of course Bakugan came first, like the actual thing.
Yeah.
But it came.
Well, those were like
it came alongside the
those were like shows designed to sell toys.
Yeah, and while the Yu-Gi-Oh thing was designed, would you say that the Yu-Gi-Oh thing was designed to sell?
I'd have to see the dates. I'd have to see.
Yeah, because I feel like of course it was advertising, right?
Yeah,
of course you bought stuff from it, but I feel like there was stuff that was anime only, or no, stuff that was anime, like stuff that was designed specifically to be. I'm gonna push this as an anime thing, and we're gonna push a card set with it, like for the Shadow Realm stuff, or the what's it called? Did I send you to the Shadow Realm?
What do you mean?
Oh, remember when those characters would come back and they were like jobbers from the original Yu-Gi-Oh, like people who
send them to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, people who
like Yugi's grandpa.
I miss Yugi's grandpa.
Don't we all?
But it was bad characters. Like Weevil would come back and he had like the shitty ass fucking like discount organization 13 robe, and he'd be like, "Okay, Yugi, we're gonna deal and we're gonna go to the Shadow Realm."
What the hell are you talking about?
No. There would be characters that would come back and they would be brainwashed. In
the show?
Yeah. It was like one of those.
Oh, I think I kind of didn't know.
And it was this guy who had a scepter, who would brainwash these people into like wanting to duel Yugi. Bakura?
Maybe.
I don't know, man. I'm so bad with the names in that show. But it was that when that Duel Disc came out, like it was a brand new one.
I never got one.
Oh, dude.
I like the original one. I know that they had a bluish one.
Okay, that was GX. And then the thing is for the Shadow Realm one, it was like this old ass like pyramid design, and instead of it swinging around, like you know how like you duel and be like activate, and then the short part would swing around to the long part, and it would swing to the left side of your arm. It was like it would pull out just like the GX one, but it looked super cool and super.
Wasn't that the kind of like bluish one?
No, it had the same similar design. The bluish one was like rounded, because it was for the school. It was the school's Duel Disc.
I guess I'm thinking. I don't know. I'd have to see.
Yeah, I think you'd have to see, but like it was like a purplish, like obsidian kind of color. That's what I remember at least. But it was the fucking raddest shit when that came out.
Yeah, I was so sad. I never got to do this. And then they came out with a 5Ds one later on, and the 5Ds one kind of looked like the original one, other than like some color changes. And then I never got one of those either.
Yeah, I miss mine bad because it's one of the last toys. Like I kept a few of my toys when I was a kid, but that's the only one I had trouble getting rid of.
Yeah,
and the only reason I got rid of it was because it didn't fit on my arm. It did not fit on my arm because my arm is so fucking fat, and it's made for like a 7-year-old.
Oh, it's too small.
Yeah, so like it wouldn't even wrap around like half my arm, and I'm like, I can't use this even for like cosplay or something. Because I was gonna keep it for like sentimental reasons, but I was like, I gotta get rid of shit. But like that's the one thing, as well as this long ass sticky arm.
What?
It was like, okay, those sticky hands?
No. Oh, you talking about the ones where you fling on and it'll stick to things?
Yeah, I had one that was super thick. And it was like a gooey hand or a gooey thing. Oh. And it was like goopy hand. I think it was goopy hand or something like sloopy goopy, like sloppy toppy. But it was about like a 7 inches, 8 inches long.
Okay. And
it was about like a centimeter thick, and it had a regular like mitten design. And you'd be able to go straight across like an 8-foot room and just slap paper across the room.
Slap your mom in the face.
I slapped my ceiling once, and the ceiling stain is still there. Like I can go home and take a picture. It's so stupid, but yeah, it's like for me, the reason why I liked having the Yu-Gi-Oh cards so much is because I only had 50 of them. Because of course, dude, When I say my mom didn't like to buy me anything, she did not like to buy me.
I thought you meant like you still got this stuff, but they were very reluctant to do so.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Like they didn't get me shit at all,
Oh.
which is fine. Like
Yeah,
I'm glad that they saved their money and made it so I'd be a little bit more prudent in my purchases later on.
Yeah.
But when all the kids have Bakugan, I stole a fucking Bakugan from my friend. Not from my friend, from someone I didn't know because they left it there. And of course, when you're a kid, you're like, it's mine now.
Bakugan, in hindsight, Bakugan was so useless and so stupid.
It was so cool.
It was a good gimmick. It was a really good gimmick, which is like it's a card game and also a toy where you roll the toys onto the cards and the cards are magnetic and they pop up.
Yeah.
Which is a really good gimmick, but
it's really bad for a continuing card game. Which is why wouldn't they tell me they were bringing it back? Like, you saw the commercial, right?
No. They're bringing Bakugan back?
They're bringing Bakugan back, baby!
A new show and everything?
Yep.
Oh, no.
They're in new product line, they're bringing, like, the whole thing back around. And I was, like, thinking about it. Like, what made me like Bakugan? And it was that one motherfucker who was blonde, and he had the big-ass fang glasses.
Of course you like the edgelord
I like
guy.
that motherfucker.
Of course you like the edgelord.
Of course I like all the other designs. But that guy, I don't know what it was, but I used to watch it, like, 7 a.m.
Well, designs were very basic in general.
They were cool.
For the show?
But they were cool.
They were pretty basic, though.
But they were cool, though.
I don't know about cool.
Oh, come on. Okay. But the biggest thing was I used to watch that show every day at 7 a.m. before going to school. Because I didn't watch cartoons at all. It would just be something that I put on. And I would always see that character pop up. And he had like a super tragic backstory. But I think it was a girl, actually.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was the weirdest thing. I was like, whoa! What? It's a girl?
It's a girl?
A girl? And I think it had something to do with brainwashing.
Girls can't play games.
Exactly, which is why the character got beat at the end.
Nice.
No.
Oh, perfect.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah.
No, but he had and I think that character had like the purple and black dragon when the main character had the red and orange one.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that obsidian color. You know, I like my Minecraft.
You like your dork.
I like my nether. I like my nether portal.
But this brings me. Okay, I'm taking the hat off for this one.
Oh my god.
This brings me into another show that you probably know. Oh no, we watched some of it.
Oh
No, we watched. Okay, let me do it. We watched some of it, and you actually kind of got into it.
I liked it.
And this is a show that every time I bring up, no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. But a show called Chaotic. Oh my god. This is one of those things. This is another topic we can talk about after this. But it's one of those shows that and like games that you kind of wish were bigger than what they were. In terms of, like, it should have just been a bigger phenomenon. Just like all the artwork for the cards and just how the game worked in general. Like, it's something that could have totally worked today.
Dude, you could have a full game for that nowadays.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain what it is for people who don't know?
Yeah, Chaotic. I mean, in terms of the physical, physical real game was a card game that the cards all came with codes at the bottom, and you could enter these codes online to their website, and you could then play the card game online. And that was pretty much their whole gimmick. What differentiated them from other card games was the fact that this was kind of built for online and to play with other people around the world.
And this was before all the times with all the Hearthstones and like the really good versions.
This was way before that.
Yeah, it was like before all the good versions of Yu-Gi-Oh came out, where you could just play the entire card game online and not have to touch a single card.
This was one of the very first like official online versions of a card game.
Where you didn't even have to bootleg it either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have to get into how the game works. I mean, it's very standard. I mean, you have like your magic attacks and you have gear that you could equip to your characters. And then you have your attack cards. Stuff like that. I mean, if you want to look into it, please look into it. But it's just around what it was in general. The character designs were really good. And of course, it came being around the time of the early 2000s or the 2010s. Of course, it came with the show that I think aired on 4Kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But the whole, concept of the show was kind of the more interesting part, which is the fact that in the show, they had this card game in real life, much like how it was in real life. But then they had these kind of like devices that were a lot like smartphones are now.
Yeah,
but this was before what smartphones are now.
It was like basically a PDF with a QR code scanner.
Yeah.
And that was a big premise of the show. Is like when the show first began, or in the first episode, from when I was able to glean.
Yeah, they have these devices.
They're
They're called scanners, and this was before like the modern day iPhones and stuff like that. But they worked very much like them. They had video chat or front facing video chat. You could call on it. You could scan stuff with it. But the whole gimmick was that although these were used for the card game, once you, I guess, reach a certain rank in their online rankings for the card game, you would then be transported to this other world where you could then turn into the characters of the game.
Well, no. The thing is, for that first episode, and I remember this specifically, was that the character got sent the scanner, right?
No. He had it the whole time.
Oh, he had it. That was just one of the things that you could buy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was the. And how did it work for one day, for the real life bodies, and then when they were in the game?
Oh yeah, what they would receive this code, which would basically be their access code to then enter the quote unquote, I guess, like real life game. But what I guess it's implied that their soul kind of enters it, and their real body is left in the real world, kind of muddling about and doing whatever they regularly do. And then once they come back, once their soul comes back from the real life game, they then retain all the memories that they had. Therefore, they know about the other game. So they get transported, and then when they enter battle, it's no longer a card game. They could then turn into the characters of the game and then battle it out. And not only that, but I mean that was just like one half. The other half is, of course, they go into the real world of all the game characters, all the monsters and everything.
And this would be like the Magic's versions of planes. Like they would have like different areas around the map where it'd be like, okay, this is the designated ice area. This is the fire area. This is the electricity area where they'd have all their technical like,
they have like factions.
goblins.
Yeah,
they had like cool ass factions, and that's what the biggest intriguing thing for me was watching that show, and like how there was essentially 3 stories going on at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there was the world stories for the planeswalkers, or like those super badass like guild leaders.
Yeah.
There was the story for the characters like battling in like the game world.
Yeah.
And then there was the real life stuff that would, it'd be intermittent.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of like,
the real world stuff wasn't as prominent as the game world and
of course. That was the best. That's the best decision you can make. But I liked how all of that kind of kept intertwined. Yeah. Like, it wasn't just, okay, we're in the game world now, isekai, fucking, my wife.
Yeah, forget everything before that.
Yeah. Like, it still kept it like, oh, hey, Chad, had you played the new Chaotix update? Yeah. You want to play Fortnite?
We do some Fortnite dances. Okay.
Okay.
But I think it was just such a good concept to me that I was just very sad that it wasn't something that kind of expanded and became this big thing.
If anything, the show is better than the game. Because the game idea was great, but it was made for like American kids.
Well, not only that, it was also like it was just I guess you could say
talk about the scanning function, remember? Like how in the scanning, how in the video game or in the planeswalking part, how you would use your scanners instead of scanning the cards.
You scan the creatures or the locations or the gadgets that you see, and then they would kind of turn into the cards on your scanner that you could then use in the battles that you use.
And I thought the most cool thing about that was, depending on the state in which you took the scan, it would change
the stats
of the card.
So if, like, let's say you took a scan of a character in a weakened state, all the stats would be trash. But if someone's at their like heightened state or like the best possible, like, I guess, physical shape they could possibly be in, then their stats would be ramped up and actually good. So I mean that part, but just in general, I think, I don't want to say it was ahead of its time, but
I think it came at like the perfect time when all those card game shows were still getting into it.
I just think with the technology now, it could have been a lot bigger than what it was, especially with like smartphones.
Especially with gacha games. Could you imagine going to like a GameStop or like one of those places that sells toys nowadays? Yeah. And just like, oh, I put my pack in. Let me scan it on my QR card on my phone to have all my cards on digital. And then you'd have foil cards, right? I could see that. I could see that becoming a thing so quick, where you have your foil cards in real life, and then you scan them, and then in the game online, you get the animated like graphics version, where it'd be like an animated portrait. Yeah. Like, I could see that fucking exploding nowadays.
Even if it wasn't even a card game.
Sorry.
Even if it wasn't even a card game, I mean, especially since everything's so intertwined now. I mean, you have smartphones now. Even if you want to do like a Pokemon Go sort of thing, where it's like there's stuff to be scanned out in the real world, and then it could go into.
Yeah, let me scan the fucking squirrel outside my house.
But things that pop up and then could go into the regular game. And even if it wasn't a card game, even if it was kind of like a battle game or like one of these like 3D anime fighters,
I feel like it would be able to do that way. Pokemon Go style of fighting way better, because it would be a simple 3 stat line. Because it only goes up to like, what, 1 to 10 half the time for attack, defense, and magic stats?
I don't even remember, man.
Yeah, because, no, it was,
I don't know anything about the Pokemon Go's battle system.
No, I'm saying, like, for the chaotic system.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon has all these different stats that aren't really... that would get simplified into 3 stat lines for Pokemon Go. Mm-hmm. HP, defense, and stamina.
Okay.
So stamina would be how long you can stay in the gym, and then attack and defense would be, of course...
Yeah.
How much damage you're dishing out versus what you're taking.
Yeah.
And there's no special attack, there's no special defense, there's no anything of like speed. I think speed is dependent on the move that you're actually using.
Okay.
So for Chaotix, that would be perfect. Because you have your defense, right?
Well, a lot of the stats kind of went into like stat boosts and stuff like that. So let's say, like, I think you had like courage, speed, and like defense. I forgot exactly what they all were, but it was like here's an attack move, and the attack move does 20 damage. But if you also have a speed stat of however much you need, it would do an additional 10 damage on top of that. So I think that's kind of where the stats mattered. Of course, you have your gear that boost your stats and stuff like that. So then you could use certain moves more, get the stat boost of certain attacks.
So you'd have your equipment or like weapons that you could use. And I think that was kind of the cool aspects too, is that it had like hex tech shit.
Yeah, it was very hex tech.
Yeah, like if you want to take a league term for that, just like magic, but also like engineering,
like cyberpunk.
Well, no,
kind of.
I would say more like I have, you have fucking teleporters, but you don't have a LED screen. It's like that kind of sense where it's like the technical stuff is way beyond our capabilities, but the UI is like magic stuff. Like imagine using a rune to set up your TV. Like that's what I think of when I think about hex tech. Or like it's a big ass vat of like liquid and you're using a rune, but you're still getting a TV signal from somewhere.
You lost me.
You don't get it? Okay, so you know how we
keep saying rune and I keep thinking RuneScape.
Fucking nerd. Okay, let's just say
I love RuneScape.
Let's just say you have a stone tablet, right? And it has insignias on it. And you would have a little bit of magic energy in your fingertips that you would channel, and that'd be like your remote.
Like RuneScape?
Like RuneScape. Like RuneScape, Jared.
Like RuneScape. Keep going.
And instead of a TV, it'd be like a glass thing full of like just liquid that would just swirl into the mystical image, but it'd be a little bit technical, but with a little bit of magic. So you don't understand like the base components of what's going on. Even though it technically would work the same, it would be operated with mechanics that we don't understand how those mechanics work. All we know is this is how we think it should work. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're going a little too deep on just what tech means.
I'm really interested in that because we understand what electricity does, right?
Sure.
But magic isn't fully understood other than that it's just cool as fuck.
Other than it ain't real.
Magic ain't real. Oh. I mean, magic is real.
If you believe.
If you believe. Or if you don't know shit.
But then, okay.
Dude. Oh, fuck.
All right. Slam shit on the table. Thank you. But okay.
No. I want to get into this magic thing. Last thing on the magic.
All right.
So, say a helicopter takes off. How the fuck would you know that if you're from 1641? How the fuck a helicopter works? That'd be magic to you, right?
Okay.
But that's the difference between magic and science. Science is something you're able to reproduce and kind of understand, while magic is just like, shit happens.
So what's your equivalent today, Andrew? What's your equivalent to some man in the past seeing a helicopter?
Okay. Plasma. Like, that'd be... Because I don't understand how plasma works.
You don't, or people in general don't?
Well, people in general do. No. Quantum engineering. Quantum mechanics. Like, subatomic particles. That's fucking magic. To me.
To you?
To me, at least.
Because but other people do understand it.
I'd say... It's stuff that's being experimented on, and stuff that's near magic.
Because I get what you're trying to say. But if there are people who understand it, then I don't think the same analogy applies. Because I don't know how a helicopter works doesn't mean it's now magic.
Really? I feel like you'd have to at least have some kind of base understanding on the principles at play. Like, I understand what gas is and what an engine is. Okay. I may not know the fine tune of what an engine is, but I know that there's little explosions and combustions going on, right? and that gas equals heat and all that, and that's what makes the energy for it, right?
I get what you're saying. I don't know if this the same thing applies.
It's hard to describe. It's kind of an interesting thing though, because like stem cells for a lot of people. Okay. I don't know. That's doesn't work. Damn it!
That's not a.
Because I can't think of a thing without. I can't think of something that would be magic for us. Because that would imply that it's a future technology that I couldn't understand.
Exactly.
That I can't anticipate.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean a cell phone wouldn't be fucking magical to a person from 1942.
Yeah. I'm just saying it doesn't apply because you're saying someone in 1942 would understand it, but so no one else from 1942 would understand it.
Well, no one would.
I know, exactly. But the same thing today, you're like, I don't understand this thing that's going on now, but it's like there are people who do.
And those would be the wizards.
I guess. No.
No, but
Well,
okay, magic is science that is far beyond our reach at the very least.
Okay.
If you want to, at least want to, okay, fuck.
We'll settle on that.
We'll settle on that because I'm right.
But this okay.
Okay, what were you saying? Back to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Kind of back to chaotic, but also not back to chaotic. I was gonna move on from chaotic.
Okay.
But into what I said earlier, which is like. What is like something, whether it be like a show or a game, that you kind of wish was bigger than what it was? Something that didn't receive the hype that you felt it deserved.
That's a hard question. Because I can think of a lot of shit that when I was a kid that I was like, why isn't there more of this?
It could even be something today.
No. Like, oh god, what?
League of Legends.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Dude. You know what I wish took off?
What?
Your mom. Her panties.
Fuck you, guy.
I can't think of another example because the only thing that I would really be able to think of.
There wasn't something you were like a fan of that you kind of wish was bigger than what it got.
You know what? There was one show that I really enjoyed. Okay. It was The Mighty B. I liked The Mighty B for what it was. I really. Oh, you're not gonna my Teenage Robot. My Teenage Robot.
Oh, yeah.
With XJ9.
Yeah.
And
My
Danny,
Life as a Teenage Robot.
My Life as a Teenage
Danny Phantom was big.
Danny Phantom was big, but it needed more. I wanted more, man.
It had a good... It wrapped up.
Okay, it wrapped up, but the ending was kind of shit. The last last season.
I mean, at least it got it. It's not like it's like Fairly Odd Parents now where they just won't end it.
Well, I'm glad. Well, it had more of an episodic nature, and the plot kind of continued.
Yeah,
but I wish that the ending wasn't so shit.
I don't even remember.
I remember watching the ending and being like, why does Danny Phantom have plant powers now? Like, okay, so basically I'm going to give you like a rundown of stupid shit that happened.
Okay.
So like, Danny like finally got tired of being a ghost boy, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to be a not ghost boy anymore. And everyone's like, why the fuck would you want to do that? There's still so many threats out in the world. He's like, I want to be normal. So it's like that one episode in fucking... these shows where like the main cool thing that the show does, they take that away from the show and show how boring the character would be without it.
Oh,
so they do that.
I do remember that.
But it's a movie.
That. Yeah, I remember.
So it's the finale. So he turns into a normal boy again.
Wasn't it plant powers because of the enemy though?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna get into that.
Okay.
Like this is from what I remember as well. Is that he becomes just Danny, like a normal boy.
Yeah.
And I think it was either he
there's like a little compilation of him like trying to do stuff where he tries to use his powers and he remembers that he can't do them anymore.
Yeah, I think it was either another accident or he did it on purpose. But there was like so many situations where it's like he just got fucked, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember there's a scene where it's either he's shot into space or shot into the ghost dimension, and he gets fucking like blasted by like fucking like 13 like all of his enemies from all the Jabba enemies, even the box ghost shows up again and blasts.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
I fucking love the box ghost.
You are the box ghost. You should cosplay as the box ghost.
Oh my god! Actually,
you can look just like him if you wanted to. I'm sorry.
Wait, you can just look like One Punch Man. You fucking bald.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You fucking bald fuck.
That's what I'm gonna do. You are the box ghost.
But like all of his enemies come back and they just like. I think the villain that's his dad's like old best friend who got turned into a half ghost, half person like him comes back and becomes the mayor.
That was like the best villain though.
He was so cool. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just like explaining the plot.
Yeah.
And like Sam gets taken over by the plant ghost and like they make Danny seem like he's gonna die, but then he goes ghost again. And then he gets like he loses his ghost powers again and then gets shot by like all of his different ghost enemies and turns back into Danny Phantom. So they kill him and turn him into another fucking walking corpse. Mm-hmm. And I was just sitting there like, why does he have ice powers now too? Oh, no, Sam turns and gets possessed. His like girlfriend or the girl that he really liked, but you can't say that they like each other or else the show would be over.
Until the end though.
Yeah, until the end. Like Ned's declassified and all that. Oh, I loved old Nick show. Okay, never mind.
Next year, get into Ned's Declassified.
Oh, yeah, fuck it.
School shooter guide.
No, but it had such a weird end because they baited him dying like 3 times, and they're like, "No, he lived."
You kind of know how it's gonna end.
Well, of course you know how it's gonna end, but it's about the journey, not the destination, Jared.
You didn't like the journey.
I hated the journey.
You didn't count everything that came before.
Oh, everything. Like I think say first season, pretty much everything until like halfway through the season where he got the D on his chest finally. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, there was a time when he didn't have anything on his chest.
Wait. Was that halfway through the series that where he lost his ghost powers?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Time travel. That was how he got the D on his chest. Because I think there was a point where the Sam character, or either something happened with the time stream where they prevented Danny from walking into the ghost machine.
Okay.
Like, or the ghost portal.
Yeah.
And he never gets his powers. So he's just a normal boy who's just kind of like retarded and like shit. Yeah. And then Sam goes back in time. And then right before she not tricks him, but tells him to get into the ghost machine, she like, the base suit. How it's like the red gloves and the white thing and how it kind of gets inverted. Yeah. Oh, it was the father's outfit, the orange and black. Orange and black. Yeah. That was fresh as fuck with the goggles. Mm-hmm. I should cosplay that too.
The dad?
Fun. Yeah.
We also have to find you a thick ginger girl to cosplay with. But you know what? I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
You never know.
I never know.
You never know.
But we'll see.
But
we'll
Sam.
See. Oh, okay.
Oh, she's a fucking idiot. She slapped a D insignia on his chest for Danny Phantom because it was a costume redesign. She's like, you know what, Danny? Before we go back in there, let me just. And
he's like the D on the chest.
I love it.
Yeah, I like the D on the chest.
I'm just saying, like right after that happened, because I liked it, and then he just turns back to Danny Phantom, and like the timeline either resets or he gets all his memory back. But I think right around there is when I stopped getting interested in that show because it just started getting.
I honestly don't remember much of it. I liked it, but
I know a lot of the. Okay, here's the thing for the shows like that. Okay. The first season is usually the best, is because they're not running out of ideas. Uh-huh. Like you look at Steven Universe, you look at SpongeBob.
We're not gonna get into Steven.
We're not getting into Steven Universe and Steven Universe. I Steven Universe because I'm fat and I like hamburgers. I have a hamburger.
Hey, stop describing the fan base, all right?
No, I'm describing myself. I'm fat and I like have a hamburger backpack.
Exactly.
Because I keep a cheeseburger in my pants. At all times. It's really soggy.
Let's talk about the fat retards that watch Steven Universe.
Hey.
I'm sorry, Andrew, not you. You're a cool guy.
Says the man who's bald and watching Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! since I was a kid.
Says the man trying to show me chaotics on his fucking YouTube screen.
Yeah, and you sat there and watched, you're like, this isn't so bad.
Fuck you. You still play Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3.
I wish. I can't play that game. I'll get destroyed.
Damn, Jared, you play all these nerd games, but you still suck.
These nerd games, since the man talking about Kingdom Hearts all the time.
Hey,
I've seen the trailers. I've seen the no music in the background. They're talking about my heart and Mickey.
Hey, shut up. You don't know anything about the darkness.
But his heart's inside me.
But neither But neither does the fan base, really.
Fuck Kingdom Hearts.
You know, fuck you, Jared. Fuck Naruto.
I'm gonna take that back.
Or fuck Naruto.
No.
Or what about Hanada? Who would you fuck in Naruto, Jared?
Hanada. She's the best.
Really?
Rock Lee.
Oh, dude.
I see those big eyebrows, I light up.
It was 3 a.m. on YouTube last night.
Were you watching Naruto videos last night?
Maybe.
I was watching Naruto videos last night. I was up at 3 a.m. watching Naruto videos last night.
Okay, I was watching this video from like 2001 where it's a fake Itachi rap video.
Okay, those weren't the videos.
No. I was watching one of those because my friend sent it to me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And she was like, "Just watch it, bro." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And it's like some fake like Itachi like what's it called? Itachi
rap battle or something?
No, not even a rap battle. It was like either a remix or a song that I never heard of that was just, I'm gonna put like Itachi lyrics over this beat.
Oh, okay.
but then there was Naruto, Here Comes the Boom. Here comes the boom.
It was Naruto.
But it was like from the 2000s. It was like a really shitty AMV.
Oh, was it just like the the RuneScape Linkin Park AMV?
Yes. Oh, those are so fucking good.
Oh, I love them so much. Dude,
I've always been so behind on things my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like
I was only kind of behind on those. I was like a year or two behind on
I'm
those.
so far behind on that stuff. So when I go back and look this shit up, I have a fucking treasure trove of stuff that I like, backlogs of like games I need to play, of fucking stuff I need to watch.
Have you seen like the Naruto randomness videos or whatever? The one where they're like fan animated?
Have you seen the openings where they do the Naruto? We are fighting dreams.
I've seen the one where they make Sakura all fat and stuff like that.
Fat and ugly and useless, just like she is the entire show.
Exactly.
And just how she marries an abusive husband who doesn't even
he
know
comes
how to...
back.
Yeah.
He takes care of the daughter.
No, he does not.
He tries.
He does not.
He tries.
He takes care of Naruto's
You
son.
didn't see the clips I was watching last night.
He does, but he's retarded and ambivalent and edgy, just like Itachi. Even though
deny that.
Here's the weird thing, though.
Itachi wasn't edgy. He was a hero.
Fuck you. They rewrote the shit out of Itachi for that.
He was a hero.
Yeah,
He did it for the sake of the village, you monster.
Yeah, but that wasn't the original. But okay, here's what I want to know. It's like for shit like that, where it's like long ass running shows, where
Welcome
it's
to
like
the Naruto cast.
welcome. The Naruto Ultra Ninja Storm 3 cast. What
were you gonna say?
Where I hate it when shows do that thing, where it's like the villain was actually the hero because they made it so that what they were doing wasn't the bad thing, but it was the good thing.
I mean, he still dies in the end, though.
Well, he still dies in the end, and that's fine because it's a tragedy, right, for Itachi. But when Itachi was designed and revealed, and he was told that he killed the whole clan?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that was just a cool thing to get the story moving along,
or if they had in the back of their mind that he was going to.
Yeah, because if they did it for the second thing, then I could see that coming. I could see that. I'd be like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But is it a Dragon Ball thing where it's like we just want something cool to happen, so we're gonna have 17 different Trunks universes? And speaking of which, that's actually Bakugan. I'm one because the main baddie for like the first season was actually a good guy. Yeah.
Thanks, Naruto.
It happens in Yu-Gi-Oh too, I think, right?
No, Kaiba's kind of a dick.
No, not Kaiba. There's another character.
Pegasus?
No.
Because Pegasus was also a dick.
Well, Pegasus is a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the eye thing too?
Yeah.
Is that the one that lets him see into other people's like
lets
hands?
him see the cards. He's a big old cheater.
But here's the thing, though. I'm wondering, like, if he could see the cards, couldn't he see the deck?
I guess there was just too many cards stacked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is like if it was really that magical of an artifact, like, of course, Heart of the Cards and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems like such a big plot hole. It's like, can he not see it through the metal of the dual disc? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you're going a little too
far.
I think you're thinking a little too hard in the Yu-Gi-Oh.
But it's an ancient Egyptian artifact.
It's also fake. It
Well,
ain't
okay,
real.
one contains the fucking soul of Pharaoh. The other can brainwash people. So how far do I have to reach to assume that guy can see through some metal? All right, if he can see...
They tell you he can't see it, so he can't see it.
I guess he really can't see into the heart of the cards.
He has no friends.
Just like how I can't see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Fuck you, guy. Cut it off.
Is that it? Are we finished here?